This episode of Needless to Say is sponsored by Endeavor Podcast Solutions. For podcast creation, editing, and consulting, visit EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com.
Yep.
I can't believe we got to do this shit again.
Yep. Yeah.
Maestro, for the 101st time, hit our music. All right, welcome back to Needless to Say. I am Brad, and I'm here with two guys who haven't peed yellow since mid-June.
He's right.
Welcome to the beginning of a new 100, folks. How we doing?
Good. Yeah, I was a little worried about the last episode.
As well you should.
Letting people.
What do you mean?
Letting people get a peek, into the backs.
Do you run a dry cleaner? Because you definitely got your whites their whitest last week.
Oh shit! I felt bad after listening back. I'm like, Jesus, what is wrong with me? And you.
Was it right for us to latch on? No.
We just piled on.
No, but basically, if you were like a murderer, you were the guy that stabbed him 7 times in the neck and delivered the fatal blow, and then me and Dave just kind of came and pissed on the corpse.
Yeah.
By no means right what we did.
No.
But certainly not to the level. And you know what? A lot of people ask me, they're like, was Craig being serious? Yes, he was. Not so much about the sentiments or the jokes, but about the fact that he genuinely believed those were trends.
Yeah. Love that, yeah.
And I think that might be the most offensive thing about this. You really did believe that, hey, yeah, we're talking about jeans and neon and music and
Well, I told you took all mine.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess on behalf of everybody here and on behalf of the women that married us and decided not to divorce us this week, we're sorry. But I do think the beeps helped.
Yeah.
Should we apologize to everyone in the Holy Land as well?
Yeah. Probably.
And the Bronx?
Yes, most of the Bronx. They haven't gotten the internet yet in the Bronx. Don't worry about it. But anyway, so yeah, it was obviously a joke. The beeps definitely made it funnier. A lot of people reached out this week and said, "Hey, what was behind those beeps?" You'll never know.
Nope.
You'll never know. And because honestly, it would change the whole vibe of the show.
Yeah. By change, Brad means stop.
So that was that. What else do we think about 100, boys?
It was fun.
Yeah, I agree. It was fun recording it, start to finish. I think we just kind of went. We talked about what we wanted to talk about.
Almost all of it.
Yeah, but it just went easy. I think it was fun to do. To kind of pull together what we did and
what we've done before and stuff, and talk about some of the stuff from before. And
any regrets? I got a few.
Well, if we mentioned one,
it was that.
It was a regret, but at the same time, it's nice to let people know this is what happens when the microphones usually go off.
Yeah,
right.
We just chose not to turn them off.
And it's not a regret that we played it. It's a regret that I said it.
And thought it.
I wasn't thinking.
No.
It was just bad jokes. We weren't going to release it. We said, you know what? Let's just give everybody a peek of how fucking awful of a person he is.
Craig was going to launch a website. He bought domain names that night. What are you talking about?
See, I disagree. I don't think they were bad jokes. They were good jokes. They were just very offensive.
They were offensive. They were brutal.
Yeah, what bums me out is that we have to think about that stuff. Like, there are people who wouldn't understand that they were jokes.
Yeah, that's the thing, is people don't understand. There was no...
Right.
intention. Like none of
Like
those
if-
were serious. We were laughing so hard because they were so outrageously stupid.
Yeah.
Then that's what was making us laugh.
I think anyone sitting in here with us when that was being recorded would have been laughing with us,
Yeah,
regardless of
definitely.
who they were.
Definitely.
I'd like to share a review.
Oh, no.
It came in from our buddy Mike in New York. We haven't mentioned Mike from New York in quite some time. Mike is still listening. He's still with us. And here we go. A rave review for Craig. Hey, man, finished it today. 7 minutes of anti-Semitism while trying to run is tough. I said, apologies. And he writes back, I thought it was hilarious. I said the beeps were mandatory. And he goes, I'd love to hear the raw edit. I should mention that Mike is of the Jewish persuasion.
Yes. So
we're taking that as a rave review and also kind of lifting a 7-day monkey right off our backs.
Yep.
So cheers, Mike. Thanks for getting it.
Yeah.
To anybody who just joined the show, if you came from, a place where you might be offended by that, we're not always that offensive, but chances are you're going to just go find a better show anyway. So just leave.
Yeah.
You don't really belong here with us.
Yeah.
So what would you change? I got to ask you both. I think there were a couple things I would change, but I talk too much. So you guys lead off.
I don't. Nothing jumps to my mind as far as what I would change. There are things that I wish we had the ability to do, if that makes sense. I wish we had the ability to reach out and speak more to listeners to get a feel for what they've enjoyed over the first 100, so we could kind of recap that or revisit those moments as opposed to just our own stuff.
Well, we have the ability. We don't have the reach.
I guess that's what I mean is we've we mentioned the folks that are regulars that we communicate with a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
We talked about Joey B and we talked about Wayne,
Christy.
right? Christy. So all the regulars.
Yeah.
Right? I just wish we had the ability, like I said, to get feedback from everyone who's listened, ever almost, and say, hey, what was your favorite thing that we did? And then we could kind of revisit those. That was something I wish we had the ability to do and kind of coordinate in a week's time.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think that would have been fun to be able to do, but otherwise, I think it went off pretty well.
No, I had a lot of fun doing it. There was a couple of things that we could have done that Brad mentioned. Why don't you mention what you were saying?
There are a few things. I think the first and foremost mention is not who we included, but who we forgot.
Well, there's that.
And it's amazing because we just announced this partnership a mere few weeks ago. But and somehow in all of the craziness and beer.
However, after the first few minutes of that episode, they're probably pretty glad we did it.
Subconsciously, we may have made a very good decision on their behalf. But all the same, we still want to extend our thanks to Endeavor Podcast Solutions.
Absolutely.
Our new sponsor and our friends and partners in this journey. We did not mention them either during the show, during the thank you segment, or during our normal housekeeping segment.
Yeah.
So we just shit the bed twice on that one. So apologies to everyone over at Endeavor, but please know that we do appreciate everything you've done in helping us get to where we are and for hitting 100. We'll mention you at 200, I promise.
Yeah. And actually, when you listen to last week's episode, you'll probably send us thank you letters.
Disguised as severance letters. I also got to give a shout out. There was one key piece of audio we left out, and I feel terribly bad about this because it's my brother.
Yeah.
And my brother did record a piece of audio, and what's sad about it is it really needed a response. And so here it is.
Hey guys, congratulations on 100 episodes of your podcast. And Dave, as the newest member, a special congratulations to you for not shitting your pants in 100 hours.
Yeah, Dave, that was all for you, buddy.
Yeah.
That was all for you.
Excellent.
Outstanding. Your reputation precedes you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or follows me, depending on your
Yeah,
perspective.
exactly.
It follows you like the aroma.
Yep.
Like the
Like a
stench.
trail.
Yeah. Like what got Pepe Le Pew all turned on whenever a cat walked under a painted board or whatever.
Like you can tell a snail just crawled across your driveway.
If it makes you feel better, my brother does live in Florida, so he knows what it's like to be around people who just sporadically shit themselves. But he also wanted to congratulate you on gaining some level of control.
No, that was awesome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll try to keep my shit together.
Yep.
Yeah, group it.
Yeah.
Finally, I got one last one. I got to apologize to Dave. Dave came up with a phenomenal segment idea for 100, and in the chaos leading up to it, we forgot about it, but we were going to talk about segments we had done, or even episodes we had done, that we would do over again if we could. And we never quite got around to it. And I think that would have been a way better segment than doing another random headline. Although it was great listening to the collage fall out of the plane.
Yeah. If only that plane had a frame.
Oh, God.
My daughter's 11, and she goes, "Does Craig know that's not spelled that way?" I'm like, "Not sure."
Yeah. I do.
He does now.
Now you do.
No, I did before, too. I did. I told you, I did it. I was typing it, and I saw it, and I was like, fuck it. Normal. Yeah. I was like, I'm just going to leave it there.
He's got the taped together GED to prove it.
Yeah.
And he's a
A
master
collage of high school education, if you will.
He is a master of the English language now. And just this week, Fran sent him out to go buy some cottage cheese. You're a big pile of stupid, and we wouldn't have you any other way, buddy. Yeah.
Thanks.
On our way home from New Hampshire today, my little guy was like, "Daddy, what are hodls and modals?" I'm like, "Ask Uncle Craig. He'll know." Kept seeing signs for hodls and modals.
So which one did you stay at?
It was a hodl.
It was a hotel. You stayed in a hotel? Did it have a pool?
A pool. Oh my God.
They're also like Craig on a date. Easy on, easy off. Sorry, Dave.
No. I was just gonna say you didn't owe me an apology for that. It's it's not like it's a dead segment. It's something we can do anytime we want.
We could still do it.
We can always bring that back.
Do it right now. What does it go?
Here in the back. That one where we got ragingly anti-Semitic.
All right. Skip this. We'll do it another time. We'll do it another time.
If we don't improv, then they don't know who we really are, guys.
Remember the time?
All right. How was your week otherwise? Anything happened this week? I know, Dave, you were away.
I was away. I was up in New Hampshire. I figured after that whole 7 minutes of awful podcasting, I'd go to where I was safe in the white state of New Hampshire.
They were carrying you on your shoulders down the street.
We actually stayed in the White Mountains.
Yeah.
Dave walks into a restaurant. There's just hushed murmuring.
Oh boy!
There was a statue made of him, but they ran out of granite.
Oh wow! New Hampshire dad jokes,
Right?
No, but that was my week. We Ray and I took the 3 kids up to New Hampshire for the week. We did those kiddie themed parks that are up there, Storyland and Santa's Village.
Yeah.
And just stayed up in North Conway area. It was fun.
Does Benson's Wild Animal Farm still exist?
I don't know.
Because that place was cool. When I was a kid, I used to love going there. They had a gorilla in a tiny cage that probably should have been bigger. And it looked like shit, and he was pissed all the time.
Nothing like taking a gorilla to New Hampshire.
Right?
Like, this is just like your home.
Well, there's a wildlife place in York, Maine, which is like York Beach.
Yep.
They have, it's like a zoo, but they've got like tigers and lions and stuff and like kiddie rides.
Oh my.
Yeah. But in Maine, right? They have 2 seasons in Maine, August and winter.
Yeah. No, it's true.
How do you
It's
keep those
weird.
animals there?
Yeah. No, it's funny. Benson's Wild Animal Farm, they had this gorilla. And it was in the dead center of the place. And it was a big plexiglass cage. So that was good in the dead of the summer. Must have been nice and cool in there.
Yeah.
And then, right? And it was probably about 20 by 20.
That's it?
Yeah. And it was like, there was metal bars and then plexiglass, because probably keep them from flinging shit at people. But it had a tractor tire hanging from a rope in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Again, just like its natural habitat.
Yeah, right, yeah, exactly. And I remember when we went, the thing was like freaking out inside there, of course, because what the fuck,
yeah.
you know? But it was
because it recognized you.
It was hitting the tractor tire, and now I'm talking a fucking tractor tire. Those things are not
couple 100 pounds.
Yeah, they're a few 100 pounds, not like flexy rubber. You know what I mean, like soft. And it's hitting this thing, and the thing's swinging and hitting the ceiling, and you could hear it through the whole park.
Oh my god!
It just boom, boom. And then it grabbed it. I remember it grabbing it, one hand on each end, and squeezing it like a fucking accordion.
Oh my god!
I was like, holy shit! I think that poor thing. It must have died soon after. It just was not in the best place for it.
Prayers for White Harambe.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fucking Benson was a dick. I was just like, I'll get some wild animals and fucking put them in tiny cages.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it was weird.
What was Santa's Wonderland like in the dead of August?
Santa's Village.
Yeah.
I don't know about Santa's
Get it
Wonderland, but
Like it fucking matters. How many Santa-themed amusement parks did you attend this week, Dave? We're doing it on Saturday night because Dave had to stay an extra night for all of this magic that he bestowed upon his children.
give him something.
Is it still all just plywood cutouts of elves and shit?
For the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, it really hasn't changed much since I was a kid.
Neither is Disney World, but that's still cool.
Yeah.
No, it's an interesting little place. It's fun.
It's good
It's fun.
for younger kids.
Yeah.
You know, like my oldest, she'll be 10. She's kind of getting beyond it.
Yeah.
Little guy 7, he's still into, because they've got a few roller coasters in the 2 parks that he's into. And the baby's, she's just getting to the age where she can go on some of the real small kiddie things. So it's fun for that stuff. And it's $30 for us to walk in for each person as opposed to $130 at Disney.
Well, yeah, but
you know,
yeah, there's a little difference.
Yeah, well, the baby's free. She's young enough; she's free. So
Yeah.
you know, we're paying $30 for the 2 older ones and the 2 of us. So
It's like, hey, don't let it shit on anything.
yeah, but this kid's shitting on everything.
Talking about Dave.
Yeah.
Little do they know. Bum, bum, bum. Rand's like, I won't. And she grabs Dave by the sleeve.
Matthew carrying my diaper bag.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It wasn't, you know, we've gone up there every year for, I want to say, the last 5 years or so. And
Were there any Jewish day camps there? You know,
in the New Hampshire White Mountains?
No, in Santa's Village. So they can hear about the mysteries.
Is there a single... I was going to...
Menorah?
Menorah, yeah.
Yeah, that's in the parking lot across the street.
Yeah.
just 7 tree branches stuck in the dirt.
Yeah.
That's all I got up there.
All right, let's not do this again.
No, oh yeah, right. Focus.
Santa's Jubilee. It's the roller coaster is just a simulation of them flying over Jewish kids' houses while it goes over to the next street.
Nope. You're cool.
Be sure to listen for the tears.
Yeah.
By day 6 of
That's when
Hanukkah, they're getting socks.
He flies by and goes, no ho ho.
See, that's inspiration. I'm taking my kids to Kwanzaa Town.
Yeah.
It's going to suck if you're colorblind. And we're off. It's funny. It doesn't feel like 100.
No.
But it's 101, I thought.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Kwanzaa Town. I always just pronounced it Detroit.
There's no water park.
There's park water.
Water parks is a fire hydrant open.
Wait for the gaps that aren't chunky.
Yeah.
If it looks like there was a pot roast, wait your turn.
There's no train around the park. It's just a dirt path you have to run around.
Mass transit is just hopping on the back of a guy named Eddie. We're going to 8 Mile. But seriously, apologies for last week. We feel terrible.
Oh, this is making me so excited for Chinese New Year.
Oh, shit.
It's the year of the bigot, isn't it?
Oh, my God. That's awful.
So, yeah, New Hampshire was great.
Yeah. Sounds it.
Yeah,
Sounds it.
that was great.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, God. So, yeah, that was my week. I don't know. I think we covered everybody else's week, right?
I didn't do
No.
shit.
I really didn't do much at all. It was quite boring. I just sat in the house, panicked. Waiting for the fucking pitchforks and torches in my front yard.
I spent most of the week just knocking on Craig's door and running away.
8 armed torches.
Oh, no.
Craig's all bragging, I did it with minimal oil.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Seriously, that's got to suck. I mean, we'll get to it at Christmas, but honestly, it's like, yeah, look at all those presents under the tree, and every store is set up for Christmas, and you spin this top.
Yeah.
Eat these coins. They're not real coins, though. There's chocolate.
Yeah.
Bad chocolate.
Yeah. It's got that white powder on it. So, yeah, nothing big this week. I think it's pretty clear that we haven't learned our lesson.
No.
I think we need a cleansing, if you will.
Well, all right.
A little bit of soulful redemption.
Okay. I'm with you.
Are you?
Okay.
Dave, this was your idea, so I want you to lead into this. I mean, because people at home are just waiting for like holy water to hit us and then screaming and burning.
Well, I think a little redemption. That was a good way to put it. Is we've kind of we've trashed a lot of people
Yeah.
a lot of times
Without basis.
a lot of people who didn't really deserve it.
Deserve it. Yeah,
No.
exactly. We just
I don't even want to say some people did. Some people deserve some of what we gave them, but then we just kind of went off the rails.
yeah.
But I thought it'd be fun for us, and Craig kind of was in on this idea too. For back and forth a little bit, but we thought it'd be fun to throw a name at each other that we've kind of trashed, and have us defend it or them.
Defend them, and you have to be nice right out of the gate.
Yeah, so a good example, and I hope I'm not stepping on anyone's toes, is just last week we destroyed one of the Cardi brothers who just died.
That day.
No.
That day.
Okay, let's be fair. Okay, Malignant Cells destroyed the Cardi. We just reported on it.
That wasn't reporting.
Putting our own journalistic spin on it.
There you go.
Now we're offending journalists.
And cells.
Yeah. But my point was that was totally unfounded. All the guy did was die. And we just destroyed him. He sold furniture, made a few bad commercials, and then just died.
And then, yeah.
And we ripped this guy. Granted, it was
Like
funny.
his furniture.
Yeah. You think they'll dig him up in 3 years and check the warranty on the casket?
Well, did you roll him over every 3 weeks?
Have you tried the spray?
Did you rotate it every fucking...
This is my point. Look what we just did. God damn it.
I was going to say, I wonder if he was like Jeffrey Epstein and hung himself with 8 feet of Nairobi.
We're the worst people ever.
Oh, my God.
I don't know how I'm going to participate in this segment because I regret nothing I've said, even nice people like Henry Winkler.
It's not even about regretting it. It's more putting you in a position to have to try and say something nice about them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm game. I'll see what I can do. I think I've got one for Craig. Dave, I don't know yet.
All right.
So you lead off.
You want me to start? All right. I'll throw it at you first, Brad.
Oh, wonderful.
Since you're a little reluctant. Anthony Bourdain.
He died quickly.
That doesn't count.
Gotta be nice.
It was nice. He died painlessly.
I'd like to hear you talk about Anthony Bourdain the way other people talked about Anthony Bourdain.
Oh, so I got to lie?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. All right.
Pretend you're a lawyer. You're defending him. You have to defend his moral character and who he was.
Well, Your Honor, my client had no idea that his wife, a key figurehead in the Me Too movement, was actually fucking a 17-year-old. Had we known, Anthony would have been appalled. And that under no circumstances did the fact that his wife / girlfriend / latest Asian whore have any knowledge of this. And had he known, he would have taken his motorcycle and commented on something on the other side of the globe. He would have steered clear of this controversy. Anthony Bourdain, actually, one thing, and I'm being genuine here, my wife calls me on this every time I play back that episode. Anthony Bourdain, we didn't give him credit. He was a chef. Okay, we had called him kind of like this weird food hack.
Yeah.
He actually was a trained chef.
Okay.
Doesn't change the fact that he was a douche nozzle on 2 wheels. But to be nice, he had skills. And he was probably a little more qualified to criticize food than we first gave him credit for.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will say that. It doesn't change my stance on things. I'm not good at this game. But I can say that...
That's part of the fun.
Okay, cool. I'm still glad he's dead. I'm really the world is better. The culinary world and just the world at large is better because you don't have to be in a weird
He's doing it wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, think about here's a positive that came out of it. If you're in Malaysia and you're going and traveling 3 days to bring water back to your village, you no longer have to worry about some dick in a leather jacket showing up and criticizing your food. That was something that was probably weighing on those third world villages very heavily. And the fact that he's no longer here doing this is a positive. So, in the middle, to Mr. Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain.
That's not how it works.
Redeemed. Can you put in a little bit of Bob Marley redemption song right now? Because I feel I feel better about myself as a person.
That was a compliment sandwich.
Yeah.
Which
That's exactly what
which
that
he
was.
would have dissected component by component and told me it sucked.
Yeah.
Well, how you played that game sucked.
Yeah. I hope that dirt tastes good, Bourdain.
All right, Brad, go ahead.
This one goes back a ways. This goes back to a story that we heard about Uncle Ray and his weird dabblings in Hollywood, or at least with celebrities who used to be in Hollywood, and a phone call that he received. And so, Craig, I'd like you to defend Danny Terrio from Dance Fever. There's a sentence that has never been said. All the different combinations of words in the English language. Nobody has ever said, I need you to go defend Danny Terrio of Dance Fever. But Craig, that is the task at hand. Go, sir.
All right. He had a very popular television show. Ran it successfully. Could rock a pair of leather pants, I guess.
You're doing well. Keep up.
Convince me, Craig. Convince me.
Come on, sell it. He had pants fever. While Craig is thinking, to give you a little bit of background on the story, Craig's uncle at one point, there was some kind of weird Hollywood connection. I don't remember all the details, and Craig will probably fill you in.
Yeah.
But he started receiving angry phone calls from
Billy Idol
and Danny Terrio of Dance Fever.
What?
Yes.
All right, so fill me in, Craig. You're gonna remind everybody here.
Ray was dating this girl,
Okay.
and she had a lawsuit against Billy Idol because Billy Idol had burned her with a cigarette on her chest. He had poked a cigarette out on her
I
chest.
shouldn't be laughing at that.
And they were obviously trying to get her to drop the charges and stuff like that. And
Okay.
at the time, I guess they had Ray's phone number, my Uncle Ray's phone number, listed as her phone number.
Okay.
So he started getting phone calls from Danny Terrio. at threatening my uncle, which didn't go over well.
Threatening Ray.
Yeah, threatening Ray. And he's telling Danny Terrio that he'll tie his legs in fucking knots so he can never dance again. All this shit. And tell him exactly where he lived and to fly on down. You know. And then Billy Idol called and yelled, and my uncle started fucking screaming at him and yelling, "I'll show you a rebel yell." Fucking. Yeah. It was fucking pretty brutal. But nonetheless fun. Yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I was never a big fan of the Terrio.
Oh, neither was Ray, apparently.
But he provided entertainment to millions.
Okay.
On a successful show. So I'm just glad that dance fever wasn't a legitimate fever.
I stepped away for a few minutes. We had a little family emergency. What did I miss? I guess we got to play it back, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Danny Terrio, a little redeemed.
A little bit.
A little bit.
More than Bourdain?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you really didn't. Yeah, you threw some fucking digs.
I think I'm right within the spirit of this game, so whatever.
The best thing you said about Bourdain is that he wasn't going places anymore.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I had to step away, my daughter came outside and she let us know that there's a mouse in the basement, and that actually triggered a very good one. Dave, what I'd like you to defend are parents who actually take their kids to see Mickey Mouse in Disney World.
Son of a bitch.
I want you to
From the guy who just locked his kids in the basement so he can record an internet show.
with vermin, apparently.
Go sit with the goddamn mice.
But go ahead, Dave. Right after a very, very fun and emotional week at Santa's
See that black
Wonderland.
shit in the corner? Don't breathe that in.
Told you not to lick that. But after a week at Santa's Village and what was the other one?
Storyland.
Storyland.
Yes.
That doesn't sound like it's right off an exit.
It's one of those modals.
Was there somebody selling like inflatable Ninja Turtles and foam fingers right outside of it? Or as they call it, the souvenir stand?
They're karate tortoises at Storyland.
The karate tortoises.
With their fearless leader, Splunter.
Yeah. This wood chip.
Thomas Edison, Ben Franklin.
Come join us in the rhyming land at Dr. Seuss. But no, seriously, it sounds like a great vacation. So defend people who made the mistake of taking their kids to that other Storyland down in Florida.
You're going to make me defend my ex, and that's not going to happen on this show.
That would have been better, huh?
No.
Storyland South, go.
No. Whether you believe me or not, we plan to bring the kids down there at some point when the baby's old enough to remember it.
Yeah.
But no, give me someone specific.
Walt Disney.
Now I have to defend a suspected Nazi.
Oh, so Craig can get involved. All right. I didn't know this was a group challenge. Very excited. Dave, honestly, I'm thinking back to all the episodes. I can't think of anybody you've just demonstrated a bloodlust hatred for. All right, I'll tell you what. Does it have to be a person or can it be a thing? Because one thing you've mocked me for is my love of professional wrestling. So I'd like you to defend pro wrestling because tomorrow night's SummerSlam. It's a big deal to me.
You know what? I think that counts. I think that would work.
That works.
That works. I think professional wrestling. Honestly, when they embraced their World Wrestling Entertainment more than Federation, I think that fell more in line with what they do. They entertain. Growing as a kid, my parents didn't want me watching it, so I wanted to. And I got into it for a while. I had a few friends that watched wrestling, and it was fun. Yeah. It was one of those things like, oh, I should be watching
you were
this.
12.
Yeah, that's right. Says the 45-year-old man that still watches it.
I don't watch wrestling.
Anyway, I think it's no different than a lot of the shows we watch. You just get to go do it in person. So it lets people get into something that's more than themselves. They have fun. They get to forget about their own shit for a while and enjoy themselves. So
for the record, 8 billion people, if we're worried about realism, 8 billion people went out and saw The Avengers when that came out. And now it involved a bunch of people in spandex and suits doing unrealistic things with crappy and stilted dialogue. Stop me if this sounds like anything I choose to watch.
No, I'm listen, man, I'm defending it. I think it provides a great source of entertainment for a lot of people. Kids to adults and everyone in between. They can get into it, they have fun. It's along the line. This is going to sound like a backhanded compliment, but
I have no idea what that is.
It's kind of like it's kind of like soap operas. It's sometimes so ridiculous you have to enjoy it.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
it's one of those things. If you enjoy it, great. It's not my thing, but hey, if you like it, you like it. Great.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
Well, then there we got one.
That's it.
See that?
Nailed it.
See that?
Nailed
and it's amazing how he once again shirked off the discussion of him in Disney World.
That's right.
Dick. All right. Brad.
Oh, no. I have no more. So
No,
this is bonus.
defend Eddie Vedder.
Oh.
He's not actually from Seattle.
He just can't do it.
You can't.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that there's a
man.
pretentiousness to that music that I just can't stand. That whole idea, well, we have a scene, and, you know, it's so gloomy here. It rains all the time, and that's why we write such depressing music. He's from fucking San Diego, where it's 78 and sunny all the fucking time.
All the time. But
So
that's still not working.
So Eddie Vedder
That's
managed,
horrible at this game.
but Eddie Vedder managed to adapt and evolve his own personal music style to match the depressive sounds of the Pacific Northwest.
Okay.
And then he wrote 4,000 fucking terrible songs. I'm sorry, I can't fucking do it. Seriously, I wish his name was on the Epstein list. I really do. I wish it read like Trump, Clinton, Prince Andrew, Vedder. That song Jeremy's actually about his first boyfriend. He had to kill the kid because he was talking about their relationship. Yeah. Jeremy spoke in class today, and then I offed him.
See,
I'm not even going to get into what even flow is all about. And that song Alive, it's ironic because I wish he wasn't. All right, there we go.
So bad at this.
So bad at this.
We can cross this segment off for future use.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think
We'll wait till we do a Craig and Dave episode.
Yeah.
I think I had a unique perspective.
It was the same perspective in every other episode. Fuck that guy for these reasons.
Yeah.
I tried.
Not
we used to get points for effort. I get no points for effort here. Fine.
All right, I got one more for Craig.
Okay,
Yep.
by all means. And I'm going to chime in negatively anyway.
All right. Jews everywhere.
What the fuck? I don't need to defend that. They're fine people.
Go on.
No, I'm not defending that because then you're saying that I don't like them, and that's not the case.
Oh, I don't know. We have about 7 minutes of audio.
They know how to use a hammer and nail. They can save a buck. They make hard donuts.
Yeah, I'm bad at this.
Fucking hammer and nail.
Isn't that the Romans?
Oh my god. It hurts.
No, I'm not defending that because you're putting me in a point saying I don't like Jews. That's not the case.
Go on.
They know how to hang.
Oh my god.
I think Eddie Vedder sung a song called Crown of Thorns, didn't he?
Jesus Christ. Oh, that's right. Oh, him. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Oh, okay. Moving on.
Hey, Mike, that should get you through another gym session.
All right, let's put a stake in this. It's done.
All right, so apparently that's not working the way we thought it was going to.
We need to come back and redeem last week's episode.
Yeah.
Of this one.
I will apologize for a lot of things on the show. I've apologized for things I didn't even do. I will not apologize for my performance during this segment, and I welcome the chance to do it again. I see absolutely nothing wrong with my honest attempts to redeem these fucking idiots.
But we're going to move on and do something we haven't done in a while. And
Probably for the best moving on.
kind of cool way to bring in the next 100.
Well, I mean, we got a bit of a hangover, let's be honest with you. We put a lot of energy into 100. It may not sound like it, but we actually put a lot of work into that one. And I think we mentioned it during the show that doing the hat for the first time was kind of a cathartic thing for us.
Yeah.
It was a good chance for us to show that we actually can riff. And so we haven't done it with just the three of us, I don't believe.
Nah.
So let's do that.
I don't think we have.
No, I think we've always had at least someone else with us.
So we're going to go to the hat. Well, we're not going to the hat. We can't go to the hat anymore. The hat is gone. The hat is at
still
Mike's
at
house.
Mike's.
But
We've got the skull.
we got the skull. So we're going to the skull.
All right, you guys ready for the first?
Let's do it.
101, baby.
What is your most embarrassing sexual experience?
That's mine.
No, you would be
What,
your wife's.
All of them? Yeah, what's-
Wow. What's funny about that is it's true. But I would say there was one time after I graduated college, I immediately came back for the homecoming. And I met a girl that I didn't meet a girl. I met up with a girl that I already knew.
From high school?
No, from college.
Okay.
And
Like, it's called homecoming.
The Terrio bit's gone. Stop it.
but your pronunciation is pretty accurate. And so we decided, hey, you know what? We're both back in town. We're never going to see each other again, most likely. Let's just go do this. And
So you graduated like Mayish?
Yeah.
Went back in the fall for homecoming.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I was back in New York or whatever. And so I came back and we were hanging out. We're drinking. We had never hooked up in college. But we decided to do that. My buddy was a good guy. He actually, because I was crashing on his couch, he goes, no, take the bedroom. So I got to do this on his sheets on top of it, which was a nice touch. It really was. Jeff, shout out, brother. But so I blinked and it was morning. And I didn't realize that she had been giving me a loving, laborious 25-minute blowjob before she realized I was snoring away. I mean, and she wasn't the type that would like leave out details. She didn't be like, "Oh yeah, we started hooking up and then you fell asleep." It's okay though. You know what? Maybe it wasn't meant to be. No, she told me in detail just how much work over she gave me. Anybody that could sleep through this, clearly, you know, I was a good drinker back then, or at least I thought I was. I passed out, plain and simple, but I've never passed out with a dick in somebody else's mouth, and so. That's got to go down as an embarrassing one. I never did end up with her.
I know somebody. I know this guy that it was fucked up. It was at a party too. It was just weird. Anyway, he was banging this girl in the bathroom, on the bathroom floor at this party. And she comes out of the bathroom fucking screaming. Furious. He passed out. But not only did he pass out and he pissed.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right, so +1 for Brad.
Yeah.
What was she doing when he did that?
No, he was fucking banging her. He just fell asleep on top of her and then just started peeing.
Well, I mean, did she try rolling him off once he stopped moving? Or was he like sleep fucking her?
I guess he must have been sleep fucking her or something.
And then he boner pissed her.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many things happening there.
Yeah. And the hatred still runs to this day.
Oh,
well, that was because she knew the story was getting around, and now it's on the air.
No, she knew the story was getting around because she ran out of the bathroom fucking freaking out, yelling and screaming and saying it happened, and he was just laying on the floor with his pants around his knees. It was a great night. I fucking laughed so hard, man. I was losing my mind.
That
Good
boner
time.
pissing is tough, though. I give him credit for pulling that off. You ever done that? Like you hit 3 feet above the back of the toilet.
You almost have to go piss in the shower.
Yep.
You know where it's going.
I like to do that thing where you put your arm on the wall and you you plank.
You're planking. That's it, yeah.
You
Exactly.
aim your midsection downward. There's been many a morning, usually after passing out with my dick in somebody else's mouth, where you wake up raring to go.
But mine, I don't even want to say it.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Well, it was, yeah. I mean, I'll say it. It's fucking weird. We were sitting in the car and I'm getting a blowjob, and it's just one of those things. Like we went out to eat, we're doing all this stuff, and I'm like squeezing my ass cheeks together. I so bad. And I didn't want to stop it. I was probably like 19 or 20. You know what I mean? So you don't. It's one of those things. You're like, I don't give a fuck what's going on. I'm not stopping this. You know.
Yep.
And so then it just like slowly like. And I'm thinking maybe it'll just pass. Nobody will notice
Oh,
nothing.
it passed already.
Oh, she just stops and looks at me and goes, "Did you just fart?"
Was that actually her voice? Because I would have shoved my dick right back in there. And talk like that.
And
Jesus.
I was like,
Like
no.
Edith Bunker.
I tried to deny it at first, but then when she moved her head, I was like, "No."
Release the hound.
I was like, totally. I'm so sorry. Yeah, it was awful. Yeah.
I farted in class once in college, and it was silent, and it wasn't like a lecture hall. Like I couldn't just look around like everybody else did.
Wait,
No.
the fart was silent or the room was silent?
No, the room was silent.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The fart was not. So I had to do that thing where you just randomly jerk and move your desk on the ground so it makes that noise.
Oh, that was my sneaker.
Yeah. Damn nylon.
One time, I was on a job. With my uncle, and I'm vacuuming, so the vacuum's going. I fucking shut the vacuum off, and just as I shut off, I just my uncle looks at me like, "What the fuck?" like right as I shut it off, he was letting everyone rip, thinking the vacuum's on. Nobody's gonna hear it. Click, burp.
Jesus.
Dave, yours?
Oh.
I'm going to give you a little bit of advice. Nothing current.
No.
I was just gonna say, so it was Tuesday, right?
No. This is my freshman year of college. I finished up the year before my friends at the time up here, so I was home a few weeks early. I was in UMass Dartmouth, so I went out there for a weekend. We were partying, and we go to this big party. I don't remember where the fuck it was, and I was like, I don't know these people. I don't fucking care. I'm doing my best to get laid tonight. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So we go to this party, and everybody knows everybody except for me. I don't know anybody there except for the guys that I know. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not spending all this energy. I'm gonna go find the fat girl here and fuck her tonight.
Yep.
And I did.
Lower your standards.
She
and just fucking
Kid,
go.
she pushed like 3 bills.
Oh, nice.
I went right to plan Z. I was like, fuck this. I'm
No,
fucking
you
the fat
pushed
girl.
3 bills.
Oh, I tried.
Which one of you grown more?
Her when she was trying to get up.
I end up going back to her dorm room with her, and I've been drinking for hours and hours.
You
and
both fit?
I can't. We went single file, sideways. I spent 45 minutes trying to get myself hard enough to put on a condom, and I just couldn't do it. And I just left with my head hanging low. I was like, "Fuck, I can't do it."
Really?
I couldn't.
Yeah.
No, I was all gassed up to fuck the fat girl, and I was like, "Nah, I just couldn't pull it off."
No. And
No.
then you just walked out.
I
on
just
her.
left. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going back to wherever it was I came from." My favorite part of the story is one of my friends at the time was so pissed that I left with this chick because he couldn't get laid by anybody. He's like, you left with the fat chick. I was hoping to get her too. And he was mad that I did it.
You should say, she's still there.
Right? And these guys tried to bust my balls. Like, oh, we heard that you couldn't get it up. I'm like, you saw the chick I left with, right? Like, at least I tried.
Wow.
So yeah, no, I couldn't even. I didn't even start up. I couldn't even get it there.
I just can't wait to see what the enrollment's going to be like next year at UMass Dartmouth. Enrollment.
The worst part is it's not that you didn't, because maybe if you knew her or something, it might have been different.
Nope.
You know what I mean? But it's just one of those.
Can we play the UMass Dartmouth fight song right now? Hee-haw. Hee-haw.
It's the sound of a truck backing up.
The fighting triglycerides.
Oh shit. Well, Dave's fat shaming people. I feel better now.
It's right on their brochure. It says, we have a collective great personality.
I even tried to redeem you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Nope.
See, it's not easy.
It's not easy. Yeah. Dave hates fat people.
Yeah. No, I just couldn't fuck him.
What's sad is she's got a podcast right now telling that same story about you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This limp dick fucking stupid guy in my room.
Meanwhile, I'm drier than the Sahara. All right, Dave, so we got another new audience now.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not worried about them storming up my house and my yard. They're not coming after me.
I really hope Apple Podcast doesn't open it.
It's like 12 steps to get to his front yard.
I'm waiting for Apple Podcast to start the new category, Nazi Fat Shamers. We're going to rank, though, for the first time ever. Hand me the skull, sir.
50 people start marching on my house. 6 of them make it to the top of the steps.
Yep. It's like like when they storm Area 51, except you don't have to deal with it.
I'm just gonna clean up the bodies.
Oh shit! What do you got?
Oh, well, this is going to be easy for all of us. It says 5 things you've done wrong in the last 7 days.
Can we just play back the audio from this episode?
Just rewind it. Just rewind. Go back 10 minutes and listen.
I'd like to refer everybody to episode 100. 5 things we've done wrong
in the last 7 days. This was actually mine again. I didn't mean to pick mine twice there, but I'll lead.
All right.
I'll start off with an honest one. A little too hard on my kids yesterday.
Okay.
A little too harsh on them because they get you at just that moment. Kids just have that ability.
Yeah.
They know when to get you, and I wasn't having it. I end work at 2:00 on the summers on Friday, and I for some reason just felt the need to stay at work, and so they came storming in thinking, "Hey, Daddy, it's 2:00. Let's go."
They didn't know better.
And no, they knew they were trying to do something nice, and I just blew the fuck
that makes
up.
it worse.
So it was the guilt was there. Participated in this show. That's 2.
Twice.
Then promoted this show to people of all backgrounds, including the heavyset people. Dave.
They can't hear over the crunching. That's my first one, by the way.
What's so funny is, do you realize the irony of that whole story?
I do.
Is the 2 guys are overweight here, and one guy who has the fucking diet of a 12-year-old fucking shut-in. And we're all uglier than sin. And we're all sitting here going, yeah, I couldn't get laid by the fat girl. She didn't want you. We're disgusting. Collectively, we are a gross mass of humanity. We're sitting here talking about, I fell asleep during a blowjob. Oh, I'm a tough guy.
Of the fucking...
Shout out to Endeavor Podcast Solutions for support.
We tried calling him today. It came up unlisted. I don't know what was going on. What else did I do wrong? 5 things we had to do. 5 things in 7 days. All right, so that's 3 actually. I would say,
That.
I'd say not preparing for tonight better. I would say also, I got into a weird argument with my wife about my kids that really there were no wrong answers and nobody was right, and we just fought because it seemed like the right thing to do.
Okay.
And so that was that. Yeah. That was that. Craig, I think your list is going to be much more entertaining.
Well, one was actually happened today. There was cops like directing traffic, but they weren't. They were supposed to be. So as I drove by, I rolled down my window and said, "Hey, good job." Because it was like a clusterfuck of cars, and I was pissed. So I was like, "Good job," and he just looked at me like, he's like, "Excuse me," and it just drove on.
Yeah.
And then but the worst part is it was in my hometown. So that's not good.
No.
I'm sorry, I don't really give a fuck. He's got the detouring traffic duty in a town this small. He ain't important.
And then this was a legitimate. He's one of the cops that works in the cars, but he wasn't doing anything. And I'm like, you motherfucker, you're sitting here making like 40-something bucks an hour to direct traffic, and you're not doing it. You're just standing there on your phone.
Yeah. That's frustrating.
Behind the fucking, it was a service truck, like guy was working on the fucking telephone pole. And I'm like, what the fuck? People are trying to get by, and now there's a clusterfuck of cars trying to get through. Nobody knows what's going on, and you just stand there on your phone. So I was like, hey, good job, buddy.
It would be better if he was on his phone talking somebody off and jumping from a ledge.
Yeah, right.
And the instant you interrupted him, the guy thought he was disconnected.
Yeah. Fuck it. What are you going to do?
I don't know. We'll talk about him next week. Don't worry about it.
So that's one. I did screw up scheduling. I double booked a day.
Oh.
Which sucked. Ended up doing both jobs. Worked really late, but did them both because it was my fault.
Yep.
So now 2 people got half-ass jobs.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that was my third one.
Yeah.
I did 2 half-ass jobs this week.
One of them for a cop.
Yeah. Nah, it sucks. I hate that, because I get so many phone calls a day. Of like, all right, I need this date, I need that date, and I start doing things, and I put them right on my calendar right away. But sometimes I'm in the middle of doing something, so I get it, and I'm like, text me the date, and then I'll put it in, and then I get someone calls me, hey, next Tuesday can you do it? And I'm like, yeah, I can do it Tuesday, not realizing that it was that date, and I'm like, fuck. So at that point, I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I actually called them both to see if they could move it. And of course, they're like, oh, we can't. Very important. Mrs. Smith needs her runner now.
Yeah.
Of course. I'm like, all right, whatever. But the worst part was one of them was in Jamestown, which is about 45 to an hour.
Yeah. That eats time.
Yeah. And I was like, son of a bitch. That sucked. Then, I had an argument with my wife, and wasn't not so much an argument. I say things to my wife sometimes without thinking.
No.
Let's pause for a collective gasp.
Because I think they're going to be funny, and I guess they're hurtful.
I think maybe you need a break from this show.
But they're meant to be funny. It was a joke, and she took it the wrong way. I'm not gonna say what it was, and it was a full on joke. I was joking with her. She just wasn't in the mood to hear it, and then when she started yelling at me, I was laughing. So she's yelling at me, and I was laughing, and I laughed a little harder because I'm like, you're yelling at me for that? This is ridiculous. And it just got worse.
So that was 5 and 6.
Yeah.
If you can't figure out how not to piss off your wife, what are we doing with strangers?
Yeah. But
Especially fat ones, Dave.
and I can't really think of anything else.
Yeah, you're just that much of a fucking saint.
Yeah,
I'm going to text
pretty
Fran
damn good.
immediately.
No, don't do that. No, because I do everything wrong. She's just like, you could say, name 5 things that happened in the last 10 minutes that were wrong. And she'd be like, Greg. So that's it. Like, but no, yeah, I really can't think of anything else because I mean, like I said, it was a weird week. Not much happened. That was just kind of tedious week.
Yeah,
more or less just going through the motions, you know.
All right,
that's pretty much it.
All right, well,
Dave, tell me about what
Dave was on vacation with his family, so we should have put 12 as the answer. That's the number.
Well, according to Brad, taking my family to Santa's Village and Storyland were big mistakes.
I'm not knocking the theme parks. Just the guy that visited them.
All right, so going with my family on vacation was mistake 1.
No, their mistake was going with you.
Yeah.
But anyway, all right.
Yeah.
They didn't have a choice.
Now I see why your number 1 was smoking that cigar under that palm tree.
Yeah.
By yourself. I saw some cool pictures. You sent some cool pictures.
Oh yeah,
These guys had a good
She
time.
posted a bunch of stuff. Yeah,
That stuff on top, I didn't realize how mountainous it was up there. I know you were in the White Mountains, but
Yeah.
that was a hell of a view.
yeah. Where we stayed was actually it's a ski resort in the wintertime. So it's at Attach Mountain. We stayed right at the base of the mountain, which is pretty cool.
So what'd you do wrong there? 'Cause there was something.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I know.
I fucked up everything. I changed. I got in the habit of changing the baby's diapers on the bed, one of the beds there. Just there's no other place to do that.
Yeah.
You know, there's no changing tables or anything. And this morning, we'd been there we were there for almost a week. This morning we're leaving, and I'm getting the place ready to leave. We're putting all the towels in the bathroom and stripping the beds. And I noticed
Wiping the shit off the wall in the shower.
I noticed there's a little shit stain on the sheets on my side of the bed, right next to my face where I've been sleeping all week. So changing the baby on the bed, mistake number 1.
What have you been dreaming about all week? I'm curious.
Well, I said to Rand, like, what bothers me more is I just found it today. It could have been there since Sunday night. I've just been sleeping in shit all week.
Every morning Dave wakes up, we got to buy compost. I need compost.
So
This
his
hotel
week was
stinks.
normal.
Yeah. No, but it was someone else's shit. That's my point. That was 1.
It always involves shit.
Yes, well, I got 3 kids.
I'm surprised you
and
just
me.
don't constantly have double pink eye. Like, Dave just walks in and looks like a Rocky every fucking Friday.
Balboa or Dennis?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Whichever
okay.
one had trichnosis.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Let's see what else. There were a couple times over the week, and I think this just happens. And like Brad said, he kind of argued with his wife just because it needed to happen. Like Ray and I were with 3 kids going to like theme parks and things. So at some point during like later in the day, you just kind of your nerves are at their end. You just kind of snap at each other. Not even snap. It's just like you had your like I had a vision of like
short comments, like short.
Yeah, not just that.
responses.
Like I had a plan to do this, this, and this, and then she did something a little different. Still accomplished the same task, but not how I envisioned it. And I was just like, all right, I won't have a fucking thought anymore. This is all in my head.
Yep.
So like you said, you get a little short, and there was no reason for it other than we had all been together for hours and hours on end every day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's no moments to be alone.
Yeah.
Is all it is. And everybody needs a few minutes just to crawl inside their own head, away from everything else, and just be that.
Giant skunk under there.
Mistake number 2, sitting in a garage recording a podcast.
Yeah.
Don't leave us, you fucking asshole.
Yeah.
So for those of you wondering, Brad just got up, looked out the door next to him, saw a skunk, slammed it, and then left the two of us here.
Yeah, left the two of us. Yeah, while there's a giant skunk.
Scared a skunk, so it probably sprayed the back of the shed.
Yep.
Yeah, or the garage. Damn it.
No, I know what you mean, though. It gets frustrating. I gotta admit, you're a trooper because you just got back a couple of hours ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you came here right after. I mean,
yeah, we dropped the older two off with their mother. We slowed down and just fucking kicked them out the side of the car.
Yeah.
And kept coming home. But yeah, we drove home today. It's no big deal. Like we were home for a little while.
Yeah, but it's a long week. You know, you're away. As much as you're on vacation, when you get home, it's always that.
It's your home.
I'm home. Like I just want to sit on the couch and
but
relax.
We can't because you got to unpack all your shit. And we got to do all the stuff, and you know.
Do you?
Yeah.
I just throw it in the living room.
Well, no. Well, here's the thing. Like tomorrow we've got a family barbecue to go to, and then we're all back to work on Monday.
Yeah.
So it's just
no time to wind down.
No decompress time. Yeah. But I think that could have been my 2 and 3. Couple more things I did wrong this week. I'm sure I fucked up plenty. Now my parents go up there too at the same time with us. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, we don't do everything together. They'll meet us at the parks and do that because they like to be with the grandkids.
Yeah, of course, and get to see them enjoying the park.
And it's sometimes I get tough.
Keeping them from getting splinters on those fucking plywood fucking
That's right.
elves.
That's right. Yeah, I have my dad there for security.
Yep. There wasn't a fucking Indian anywhere.
No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, we threw trash out the windows all the way up there.
Stopped at the one McDonald's that still has a styrofoam Big Mac container.
Yep. So I sometimes during the week, like it's tough because I want to keep Ray and the kids. We want to do certain things, and my parents are older; they don't move as fast. But I don't want to just leave them behind at the same time. And so sometimes I get torn between just running with the kids and Ray and the baby, or hanging with my parents for a minute. And so I probably spent more time either indecision-wise or worrying about my parents than other stuff.
Yeah, than other stuff. Yeah.
I want to apologize for stepping away again and for the yelling you may have just heard.
Yes.
I didn't realize when I bought this house that it was in the middle of a fucking sanctuary. There are more animals. There's mouse in my house, and I just looked out the back door of a garage, and there was a giant skunk within feet of my face, and he was looking at me with the same level of disdain that I was looking at him. So I slammed the door shut and ran to shut all of the screens in my house.
Leaving the two of us to be the shield. So we appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, if I was going to pick two faces to get rid of skunks, that would be it. My apologies again. I'm sorry. We're leaving the garage door open, though, so we are still inviting him in if he wants it.
Yeah, he's still here.
And I would say the probably the fifth thing I did wrong is I tend to be a little harder on my little guy than the two girls.
Well, yeah.
And it's just because he's not smooth. Like the girls can be
like you?
sweet. Well, listen.
Dad, tell me about Plan Z.
No. But like my oldest, she's got like soft spoken and she's like very sweet and she's a little more clever. She all right. She's the chess player. My little guy plays checkers.
Yeah,
that's how I would relate.
Okay.
You know,
all right. Yeah.
Whereas he's just like he's a 7-year-old boy. He's got zero attention span. It's like, buddy, go throw your dirty clothes in the laundry and brush your teeth. He takes 3 steps and stops. Daddy, what am I doing with these clothes? I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Yeah.
But like 7 days of that, and I'm like, I love you so much. I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like when you're old enough, we're gonna fight.
Yeah.
So it could be like a fresh afternoon, like a whole new set of circumstances, and I'm quicker to snap at him because he's got history of just not paying attention.
Yeah,
is all it is. You know, I could send him to his room to get dressed, and 20 minutes later, like, where the fuck's Matthew? You go in there, he's got 2 socks on, underwear on his arm, and he's playing Legos.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like how did you forget you were getting dressed in the middle of getting dressed?
That's Ethan constantly.
Oh,
Constantly.
they're about a year apart, right?
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Well, you just talked about you do everything wrong. I'm
Yes.
sure Frank, that's on her list.
Yes.
But I get short with him even when it's not necessarily warranted in that moment because he's got that history of just like, dude.
Yeah, because you've had to do it before. So
I try to start every day.
You're ready to jump.
I try to say it's a fresh day when you're parenting. And it never works out that way. History is there.
You
know?
remember everything they've done to annoy you. They don't. But it's just his are more blatant, I guess is what it is.
Yeah.
It's, Daddy, when can we have some dessert? Yeah, let's wait till your little sister goes to bed so she's not wanting, like sweets right before she goes to bed.
Yeah.
2 minutes later. Are we having dessert tonight? Dude, I swear to God, if you ask again. But that's him. It's innocent. He just doesn't pay attention.
Yeah.
Does he get crafty about it? Because Ethan's like, do you know what, Dad? I think I saw a commercial, and it would be great if we all sat around the table and shared a Twinkie.
Yeah.
He's
No.
like, they sound like they're having so much fun,
No, see he's not smooth like that. My older one is. She's the one that thinks like she'll ask leading questions.
Yeah.
So when you answer, she starts to start you down a road of where she wants
She
you to
set
go.
you on a path already. Yeah.
But she's not smart enough to think deep about it.
Yeah. I do that to my wife too.
And you're a dummy, so she sees right through it.
Hey, I want to get this, and I'd lead her down a path until finally she's in. She's like, okay, yeah, okay, good. Well, meanwhile, I give her like vodka drinks and shit. You can't do that with the kids, but that's how I do it.
There is Benadryl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
Yep.
parents vodka.
Yes. Oh, you're awfully sniffly. Have this. No, I feel fine. Take it.
If I say to you, hey, I bought a new laptop this week, that means Fran was drunk this week. That's how I get shit done. I start talking about it right before I start giving her drinks, and then I give her drinks, and then I tell her how awesome it will be. And then the second she says, yeah, I think you should do that, I fucking leave.
And buy it.
I just go immediately. No fucking waiting, no nothing. I'm like, I'll be right back. You're going to go now?
Yep.
I'm out. Shit happens all the time.
That's excellent.
All right.
All right, pick another one.
Oh, there's one that fell out over here. Let me throw it back in there.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll go with this.
No, what is it?
All right. Who do you think is the most overrated comedian?
Oh, no, that's a
Of
good
all
one.
time or current?
I'm going to go Kevin Hart, and I'm going to say it with a caveat.
Yep.
Because I think Kevin Hart's a funny guy.
Yeah.
I don't like his stand-up.
Okay.
He's quick-witted. He's funny. When you see him on live TV, like when they're interviewing him,
Yeah.
the guy's funny.
He's a funny dude.
Yeah,
I
funny
like him on
dude.
the radio. I like when he comes in and guests and talks. But I think his stand-up is so cliched, and it's what you'd expect it to be. And I'm not going to get into the whole black comedian versus white comedian
no,
thing.
he
but
does
there's
a lot
no-
of like wacky sounds and things.
he yells too much.
Yeah.
He's got this weird thing where he thinks that saying something louder and faster makes it funnier, and it's just not. I think if you want to get into the whole black comedian discussion, look at Dave Chappelle. He's the most lackadaisical guy up there, and he's funny as fuck.
Yeah.
And he's got a unique sound. There's no doubt when you put on Dave Chappelle, you're
You know
listening
who
to
it
Dave
is.
Chappelle.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, I'll be honest with you, if you changed the voice on there, I wouldn't be 100% sure which comedian I was listening to. And I think Aziz Ansari's got to be on there too.
I know what you're saying, kind of commercial style. Like,
It's
not commercial, but just
expected. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
original. I don't want to say redundant because there are times where he just gets you. He's just funny. But
when he starts talking and you're like, oh, I know where this joke's going. You're already giggling before the punchline because you know where the joke is going.
he telegraphs a lot of things.
Yeah.
I would also say Aziz Ansari, and I loved his latest special because he addressed the sexual harassment thing.
Yeah.
And he owned it, and he was good
Yeah.
about it. And he said, I didn't do it, but it made me think about what kind of person I was being.
Yeah.
And the fact that I was even in that situation. I loved that about that special. He really, he was a much more human guy. But then I went back and watched his last one at Madison Square Garden, and I was blown away by how unfunny it was. It was just so telegraphed and this and that. And it was a big stage presentation. Everything. I'm like, how did you even get there?
Yeah.
I'll never understand that. But hey, you know what? More power to you. You know, we're sitting here coming up with jokes each week for this shit.
Yeah.
We're fighting off skunks in my yard.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he dealt with that at Madison Square Garden.
No,
Yep.
I would throw out Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh yeah.
I think his stand up is terrible.
Yep.
His stand up is
It's a sitcom show.
That's right.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I never found him funny doing any stand up or his. It's situational that you have to see played out. You can't just tell it.
That's why it was better off. He was better off being a show, like creating with.
But he wouldn't have had the show without his stand-up. So there was a bunch of people that did like it. I'm not one of them. I didn't like it.
I never enjoyed his stand-up. I never have. But I think Seinfeld is one of the best sitcoms that's ever been produced.
Yeah, I've been binge watching Curb Your Enthusiasm again.
Yeah, that's Larry David.
It's funny as fuck.
Yeah,
because he's just so out of his fucking mind.
Yeah.
To me, Jerry Seinfeld is the guy who jokes about airplane food. Yeah. And the guy who jokes about, going to the gym.
Yeah.
Awkwardness going to the gym. You know, all this stock, most ridiculous, cliche bullshit.
Funny stuff. He's not unfunny.
No, but I think as a stand-up comedian, overrated.
Yeah. No, I know. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
So that would be my pick.
Craig?
Me?
Because you watch arguably more than anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's tough because there's certain people, it depends. There's specials that I like, and then the next one I'm like, I'm going to say Dane Cook.
All right.
And I'm not going into his accusations of joke stealing and stuff, which we all know is, we've covered that before. But he was just overrated because it was more of that, look at, I'm zany. I'm on the stage, you know what I mean? I'm squatting and doing cool moves and this and that. I don't know. When everybody was on top of it, when he selling out stadiums and the college crowd was loving him, I was looking at him like, all right, yeah, okay, I laughed, but
does what he putting out warrant what the venues he's in?
Yeah, because
he went from doing a half-hour HBO comedy thing to fucking stadiums making movies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, think about who he targeted. It was college kids.
Yeah.
Well,
and he made a ton of money doing colleges, and that's where he really he kind of cut his teeth, and he got famous doing that. And they said, well, he's bankable. Let's put him in a big arena now and sell him. And then they made a bunch of romantic comedies with him, and before you know it, he's gone.
Yep.
Because he got accused of stealing jokes. We can't ignore that.
At the time,
I wasn't saying that he was. I wasn't saying he was overrated because of that. That's what I was getting at. I was saying he was overrated before he was even accused.
That's you.
That's me. Yeah. No, before he was accused of stealing jokes, I still think he was overrated. It wasn't. There was just something about it that didn't make me laugh.
Yeah, why is he selling out Madison Square Garden?
I'm sure if Dane Cook showed up here tonight,
we'd have a blast with that guy because I've seen him on live shows, like you said, with other people, like with Kevin Hart. I've seen him. He's a funny guy. Naturally, just a funny guy.
You can't fake it that far.
Yeah, you can't fake it that far.
I'm with you. But I still I'm with you with the movies. Madison Square Garden didn't quite level out with how funny he was. I got you.
That's what I was getting at.
All right, let's pick another one. I think it's my turn.
You're up, Brad.
All right. Yeah, let's do something. I don't think three guys who claim to be comedy fans could have made comedy seem more boring than we just did. All right, that's not my handwriting. Okay, what do you realistically hope to accomplish in our next 100 episodes? Funny that you mentioned. I hope to do an episode where I don't run out of here because of animals. Children or otherwise.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to get to a point where we're getting 10,000 listeners a week.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's a realistic goal. I know that even if the people on these, like we're on these Facebook groups that talk about podcasts, and everybody's like, yeah, I just passed my first 10,000. I launched Thursday. And everybody's acting. No, they're so full of shit. No, you're not.
Yeah.
But I'd like to get to a point after 100 episodes. I think we're at a point now where Google and iTunes are going to rank us differently because we've proven that we consistently put out material every week.
Yep.
And we're putting out stuff, and there's been a consistent listener base. So I think we're going to get to a point where they're going to feature us. But what I'm saying is every now and then they do hot, trending,
Yeah.
Okay, and if we have a day like we did last week,
Clay was #1 on iTunes. Remember?
for the longest time.
For I think it was 2 weeks straight.
Yeah,
They had him listed as #1.
Yeah.
Clay Time in the Basement.
number one comedy podcast.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking I'm not saying it's easy to do, but I'm saying I don't think it's unattainable.
It's attainable.
Yeah, so I think that's got to be a goal of ours.
What
Also,
we need to do is stop offending people.
yeah,
That's my goal. Not gonna happen, but that's my goal.
I'm comfortable with that number though. I think 10,000 is an attainable and certainly something we should strive for.
I think a little more high level. Brad was mentioning numbers and downloads and those things.
Yeah,
To me, it's a little more, I don't want to say theoretical, but I would like us to get to a point where we're consistent, we're funny, we put out good stuff. I would like us to get to a point where people are asking us to come on the show
yeah.
instead of us asking other people.
Them to come on the show. Yeah,
I think that'd be a cool place to be.
yeah.
You know, we have some other podcasts, some friends of ours that we try to do some crossovers with.
Yeah.
That we've talked about, which is great. That's also a close knit community.
It's nice and it's networking and it's moving around and we're getting
Right.
You know.
So I think it'd be cool for people to reach out to us to want to come on the show, and I'd also like in the next 100. I mean, we're talking a year and a half,
Yeah.
2 years, right?
Yes.
The three of us get a little more formal with our delivery and material.
Yeah.
We've talked about comedians and stand up a lot, and I guess the last thing we talked about overrated comedians. You guys, Brad's mentioned it a few times that he's done stand up in the past. You've talked about you want to do it, and you got me thinking about it too. I think if the three of us go to a point where we've tried it and done it a few more times, we might get a different perspective. I think that over the next 100, if we do some stand up ourselves,
Agreed.
I think that'd be a fun thing to add to the show.
I think we talked a while ago about sponsoring some type of comedy show, getting the friends that we made, the pros,
Yeah,
the guys that come out and do their
pros
thing
that
for a
actually
charity.
do it,
But I talked about the three of us emceeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this was really Craig's idea. I'm taking ownership of it, but whatever. No, it's just totally Craig's idea, and it was a great one because it would give us a chance to go up there and do a stand-up thing without having the obligation of being a featured act. But we'd still be the host for the night. It would be a great promo for the show. I think it's a very realistic option for us. We could do it locally. It could be all local guys. It could be a local charity, and we can just make our bones with that. But before you know it, well, the local newspapers are here.
Yeah.
And maybe the state newspaper is here. And before you know it, people know who we are. Now,
Then they listen to episode 100. And they're like, these guys are horrible. And we're on CNN. And I'm getting dragged off in cuffs. And Antipas in my front yard. And let's rethink this.
Brad and Dave are testifying against you in
Yeah.
exchange for leniency. Yeah.
which is why I just said this was Craig's idea. And also Craig's show, by the way.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, pick one more.
All right. Are movies scarier when you see the monster or not?
Not.
I disagree. I think we did the Jaws thing.
No, well, that's the thing. Jaws set the table for that.
And you didn't see it until the movie was almost over, right?
I need to know what
Yeah.
I'm afraid of. And then I think once I know he's there, when I don't see him, that makes that more impactful. But I need to see him a few times
Okay.
to understand why he's scared.
Well, you did. You kind of saw they gave you a glimpse. It was like you just saw the tail flap through the water, or you saw the fin go by. And they didn't give you anything until the end. And then when you saw it, you realized why they didn't. But
But how many movies have you watched where like you're kind of on edge and you're watching it, then you see it and you're like, what the fuck is that?
well, Alien is a good example.
Okay.
Alien's a fucking one of my top movies.
That's a good movie.
And they don't show you the alien for a long time.
No, not until Dallas gets it in the tunnel.
In the
Yeah.
corridor, yeah,
Yeah.
there was that. And he just
so-
went...
And
that
you're
was it.
like, what the fuck is that? But then Alien 2. Like, there's the alien.
That's all you saw.
Yeah, and as cool looking as it is, it's never going to have that feeling again.
No.
I mean, granted, you already know, because you already know what it
I
looks
think that's
like.
why they went kind of overboard in the second one. Like, well, they've already revealed it that the only thing scarier is hundreds of these things now.
Yeah, let's throw a whole bunch of them crawling down the hallway and the ceilings and the, you know, yeah.
So I watched that Schwarzenegger movie, To Catch a Predator, and they showed the bad guy right in the beginning, and he comes into his kitchen and he's waiting for the little girl to show up that he called. But you're looking at him in the eyes right away, and he's got this menacing look. Menacing. And I think if you had kept him in the closet waiting for this little girl to show up, I don't think it would have been nearly as impactful as it was watching him sit on the bar stool, you know, on the island in the middle of the kitchen.
Are you Sarah
Yeah.
No!
That was To Catch a Terminator. That's a very different movie.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. They're all the same.
I think it depends sometimes on what you're going for. If you want jump scares, then show the fucking whatever it is.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to creep people out or put them on edge, like create that unnerving feeling, you don't need to
that's
see
what
it.
that movie did for me.
Yeah.
And it was crazy as they showed it. Like, apparently they made it in different countries because there was one every week.
Yep.
It was always the same kind of kitchen, though. It was like some kind of white middle-class suburban kitchen.
And everybody had Mike's Hot Lemonade. Like wine coolers and Mike Hot Lemonade commercials. Basically, that's what those things were.
That was really, I think that was with the third one. It was called Bartles, James, and Sodomy.
Yeah. Oh my God. KY, because you need it.
The Y should just be somebody going,
Well, you're going to need that.
Oh my God.
Actually, that's how they probably named the damn stuff. You go up to a little girl.
She's like, hey, okay? No. Like, okay? No. Why?
Just go grab that lube, little girl.
Yeah.
Okay, why?
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Can I go back and answer my hopes for the next 100 episodes
Yeah.
again?
100% less Chris Hansen.
Change it to the 7 things I did wrong this week. Jesus.
I'm just glad we're back on track after that Avengers shit.
When I wrote that, I never thought it would go this way. Ever.
What's crazy is we take serious topics and we can't stop laughing at them.
Yeah.
We have taken some of the worst moments in history and some of the current things that are absolutely just destroying our society. We laugh our balls off. We take something like Marvel movies and we sound like a bunch of fucking clinicians. What the fuck is wrong with us? We're talking about something that put out Ant-Man, and we're analyzing it to the nth degree because we're like, no, the public won't respond well to these movies. But I'm talking about a pedophile in lube, okay, making a predator joke, which was already a reach to begin with, and we're laughing our fucking faces off. I think next week we should all get mirrors and seriously consider what the fuck is wrong with it.
Oh my God.
Stand-up comedy section, also boring.
Yeah.
Who's the most overrated comedian? Well, I think this guy really couldn't command a large room. Blah, 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 blah. To Catch a Predator. We got fucking problems.
Yeah. Oh, shit. But to answer your question, yes, I think it's worse to show the monster, especially when he's walking him into the woods.
I mean, all that CCTV, you never really get to see their face anyway.
Yeah.
Could be anyone.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, we're picking another one. We're not ending on that. Give me that. Or you pick it. I don't really care.
No, you have to.
All right. This should be the last one of the night. Should be.
Should be.
Won't be. All right. This one, I think we've done this before, but I brought it back. What was your worst foot and mouth experience and how did it play out?
Oh. Episode 100. And So far, so good. But
That time I told you guys anything ever.
yeah. Nah,
I told you one a long time ago, but it warrants repeating because nobody listened to that episode. When I was back in college again, that seems like everything that good happened in my life happened in college, and also everything bad like this. First week or two of college, and there was a girl named Danica, and I really wanted to be with her. Now, Danica, the name alone implies that she's African American.
Irish chick.
Yeah, but she was 25% African American, 75% Caucasian.
yeah.
Did not have the traditional look, but her name was Danica, and I liked.
Did she look like a white chick?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Absolutely hot.
Are you saying okay with approval?
No, I was just clarifying. You know,
I'm just kidding. I'm trying to fucking get this target off of me.
well, you shouldn't have put it on the black community to begin with.
And you shouldn't have put it on that neck thing either. Haven't mentioned that in a while. So Danica and I were hitting it off. And we're hanging out in a room and we're sitting around drinking like a 6-pack of beers because at the time that seemed like a big get for a bunch of freshmen. And so we were all excited. And one time Danica goes, hey, you know what, guys? I'm not feeling good. I got a bit of a fever. And I say, hey, at least it ain't jungle fever. And then seemingly like right at that moment. Now, at that point, that movie was relevant and in the theaters. Okay, or it had just left the theaters.
Yeah.
Okay, it was something that people would have taken as, oh, I get it. You made a pop culture reference. And then I stood up because nobody laughed. And I look at her dresser and I see her black dad. Like right in the photograph. And I'm like, fuck. And I didn't mean anything by it. I ended up hooking up with Danica anyway. So clearly there was no bad blood. But let me tell you, we'll talk about first impressions. That was not an ideal one.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, definitely
Nothing by it, by the way. Don't think there's 2 Craigs on this show. There isn't.
I was doing a job one time, and there was this. We had done the first floor. We were going back. We were doing the second floor, and it was a new house. They weren't moved in yet, and apparently, the day before, the guy's son was out in the back, and there was a paint can it had paint in it, but like a little bit at the bottom that was still a little wet. And the kid's throwing the paint can up in the air, and he throws it, and it goes right into the fucking window. And lands on the carpet in the living room. So I come in the next day and the carpet is just fucking smeared with paint, brand new. I'm like, what the hell? So the guy's like, oh, is there anything you can do? I mean, there wasn't.
Replace it.
I'm like, but when he says to me, he's like, he's like, yeah, my kid threw a paint can through the window. I thought he said a kid threw a paint can through the window. So I went, what an asshole. And he looked at me and he goes, my son? And I was like, no.
The guy who wasn't there to catch it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I explained to him, I said, I thought you said a kid, not your kid. But it was just so funny because I didn't skip a beat. I'm like, what an asshole.
Oh my god.
And then Craig looked at his dresser and saw a picture of his black
Yeah.
dad.
That's not there's many, many more, but yeah.
Good one, though. I hadn't heard that story. And that's rare for you.
Right?
Now, Dave, I can't imagine that you have any.
But in all
Oh,
honesty,
apparently I don't.
no, I'm sorry. I just wanted to say the kid I met him. The kid's an asshole.
So foot removed.
Yeah.
You should have been like, yeah, your son.
Yeah.
He's kind of a dick.
All right. I'm sure there's other things, but the first thing that I thought of was I was at work and I was teaching a class. It's a 3-week class I was teaching. And we're teaching people about how houses are built. And we use a certain software to help them write repair estimates. Everything has like an abbreviation. It's like insulation referred to as INS, drywall is DRY.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about this to this class. I'm trying to explain things, and there's a kid in class. I've known these guys a few days. He's Hispanic. So we started talking about insulation. I'm like, all right, so the way you find it, it's INS. And I grabbed his shoulder and said, don't run. Right? Now, he's in the front of the room. Like, he's in the front row. So I can see him, and he smiles. The rest of the class, silence. I was like, oh, shit.
Because they don't want to offend. Yeah.
Right. So they can't see his face. I can. I know he thinks it's funny, and they didn't get it. And I in that moment, I was like, I fucked up.
Shit, yeah.
Someone's coming for my badge today.
Yeah.
I'm going to go pack my desk.
Yeah.
I just let it go, and I moved on quick. And later in the day, I said to him, like, dude, I'm sorry. He's like, no, I thought that was funny. He's like, he was friends with everybody else at lunch. I guess he talked about it. And they said to him, like, dude, we didn't know what the fuck to do. We thought, like, you were going to be all mad. But he was cool with it.
No, that's cool.
But for like 2 hours after that, I was like, just sweating, nervous. I'm like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm at work. I fucked up.
Yep.
It turned out okay in the end, but for 2 hours, I was fucking
That's a fucking
panicked.
great joke. No, it's fucking. It would have been dead silence. I would have been in the back. It would have been like, ha!
That's the thing. I know it was funny, but I was at work and I couldn't help myself. That was the thing.
I'm just glad you didn't fall down like that Michael Richards rabbit hole where you were just like, come on, that's funny.
Yeah.
Why are you not laughing?
Yeah.
He's clearly going to run. Just as a final end note on this one, I do have to mention that I also called a local business owner's mother, sir.
Yes. I witnessed this.
On moving day.
I witnessed this.
We've mentioned it not too long ago.
I actually knew it was happening, and I let him continue. And when he hung up, I was like, you know, that was a woman, right? It's his mom.
Oh, I'm sorry, but 4 packs of unfiltered merits a day.
Oh,
Maybe you slow down a bit.
I'm clearly a ma'am.
She sounded like me. You know?
My God.
I was just
Not
getting a
gonna
quote
deny
for a dumpster.
Yeah.
And then I found out where all the trash actually goes. It's ripping up her throat.
Yeah.
She sounded like she gargled fucking vinegar.
I was fucking dying. We were driving, and he's talking to her, and I'm like, yes, sir. All right,
She's
sir,
heard it
thank you.
before. I know. I
oh,
felt
yeah.
bad that day, but she's heard it before because she went, all right.
As soon as Brad hung up, I'm like, that was his mom.
That's excellent.
No elderly woman should sound like Harvey Firestein. It's just the way of the universe. Everything she said sounded like Carrie Fisher's last words.
Yep.
Can we get a quote from Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah. Yeah, the same one as me.
All right, what do you say, boys? Put a nail in this one?
Yeah.
Let's put 3.
All right.
Thanks for playing, Craig.
All right, let's do a little housekeeping. I'm going to throw it to Dave right now, or as everybody calls him, drawing flies.
I prefer trailing flies, thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
So that we don't forget again, I
Yes.
think we need to give a nice shout out to our sponsor here, Endeavor Podcast Solutions.
Yep.
So Endeavor is the perfect solution for new and aspiring podcasters who want to launch a podcast but have no idea where to begin. There's several packages to simplify everything from creating a podcast to editing the show, as well as consulting services so they get exactly what they need. If you want to learn more, go visit www.endeavorpodcastsolutions.com. And if you mention Needless to Say sent you, you'll receive a free discovery call. So again, go check them out at www.endeavorpodcastsolutions.com.
Perfect.
Tell him we sent you.
Tell them we sent you, and they'll just hang up on you.
Immediately put a trace on your number. Yeah. All right, let's do the rest of our housekeeping. As you guys know, we do have gear. You go to represent.com/store/NTS podcast. You go there, we got all new stuff. One of our designs was recently removed, but we'll be back shortly. We are also going to have, what did we do, chalkboard last week?
Yeah. Chalkboard.
The new chalkboard shirt will be there with Dave's face right on the tailbone. We're going to put it on the lower half of the back of the shirt, so Dave's a tramp stamp that everybody wants to nut on.
Yeah.
It'll be available in a high quality and washable cotton t-shirt. On social media, in case you want to talk about the chalkboards, you want to go on Twitter to @NTS_podcast, on Facebook @NTS_podcast, and on Instagram, and needless to say, podcast, all one word, all lowercase, all awful. We're going to be doing another video tonight, whether or not it involves all three of us or, me and Dave decide not to include the racist. It's really, it's all out there. Craig is getting so nervous by this.
Send your hate mail to Craig at ntspod at gmail.com.
Send it early, send it often.
Yeah.
Send one letter for every time Craig did that. If you know what he means. All right. That's about it. Boys, do we have anything else?
I got nothing.
It was kind of a weird, sloppy hangover type episode after 100, but you know what? I'm very confident about the next 100. So this was a good way to get started. Join us again next week. We will be back with probably something a little more normal.
Yeah.
All right. Dave, take us out.
Needless to say, we said it.